Hi Aquarius, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for hopping into my little den here. We're keeping it warm, we're keeping it cozy. Today we have a reading for you for March 25th for the full moon in Libra, and then we're going to look at the next 2 weeks sitting in that energy. We're going to figure out what you're manifesting, things that you're going to release, anything pertaining to that subject. And yeah, we're just going to hop right in and get into it. I'm going to roll some astro dice, pull some tarot and some oracle. As always, connect with your guides, get into your sacred space, figure out, tuning into your intuition and figuring out which messages are for you, which messages are for others. So I call in Archangel Michael, my spirit team, for channeling the highest love, the highest joy, the highest healing for our Aquarius collective. You have Mars, Leo, and the 7th house. It's a lot of fire, passion, energy. So when I see Mars and Leo, that's like two fire elements in a sense. Mars is about aggression, force, oppression, but it can also be a strong sign of passion, creativity. It's just complete and total forward movement of let's go. Leo is a strong positive energy. Leo is pride, the sun shining. Leos are confident, outgoing. Like, that's just the general energy that Leo carries. And you also have it falling in your 7th house, so partnerships. Something about being on equal standing with someone. So I do feel like this is a romantic partnership for some of you. It could be talking about, Mars can also deal with the masculine, so it could be talking about somebody who identifies more with masculine energy. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to ascribe to male or female in particular. Just somebody who might carry a lot of masculine energy. They could be a Leo sign themselves, but it does feel like somebody who carries themselves with confidence, someone who is very in their masculine energy. We're talking about that particular romantic partner, or like whoever you're like in a partnership with. That doesn't have to be necessarily romantic. 7th house can also indicate business partners as well. So let's pull some tarot and figure out what the exact message is with that. So the main situation here is needing to be alone for a while with the Hermit card. It's almost like I'm hearing like you've been dancing around each other because you've been needing necessary alone time and you haven't really been getting that time for yourself, and it's almost necessary. I'm seeing a whole lot of blue too. So there's something about, I don't know why the color blue is standing out to me. You have so much, you have cards here that are just straight blue, just straight, like, there's like, I think a little bit of blue in almost every card, but I mean the whole card. A lot of these cards are just all blue. So blue, for whatever reason, is drawing attention to the throat chakra. The throat chakra is typically assigned the color blue, and that's for our self-expression, our authenticity. And it's almost like that's being called into question, which is why you needed to, like, you're like feeling the need to withdraw. The situation could also be that person withdrawing, but I feel like it's you in this situation. Put this energy wherever you see it. I'm just going to get the symbols and just apply it, but there is an energy here of somebody withdrawing into themselves or needing to withdraw into themselves. And the challenge here is the Emperor, so the challenge could be stepping up and facing your own. It's almost like you're trying to face this power. So like it's almost like this person is working against you, or like maybe they're too aggressive, or like this aggression of some sort, or this like they're too, I don't know. It's almost like there's a challenge of struggling with, it's like a power struggle of some sort. And the Emperor is all about authority, like a commanding presence. And the challenge here is also stepping into your power to counteract that. And it's almost like needing to use like a more soft, gentle, divine feminine, but not sure of how to step up and stand firm in it, right? What's coming up from within is the Knight of Cups. So, this is like coming up from within and wanting to explore their options. So like if this is an actual romantic partnership, you might actually be finding your eyes wandering like to other people. That's not necessarily meaning like, oh my gosh, emotional infidelity, but like usually your emotions tell you something. So before you pin a target on it and go, oh my gosh, how dare you like look somewhere else or have a wandering eye, think to yourself, like, don't ascribe too much meaning behind it, but think, what are my emotions trying to tell me? What needs are not being met in my current situation? Okay. But there's also this feeling of wanting to explore more emotionally, and maybe not with other people, but it's almost like I feel like I need to fill up my emotional cup somewhere else, and this relationship isn't doing it for me right now. And it's almost impossible to have all of your needs met by a single person. So if you're in a romantic partnership with this person and they're just being a little bit much, like, it's okay to withdraw. It's okay to pull back. It's okay to say, okay, I need to go explore other things in other areas and be with myself for a while. In the past, you have the star position, or you have the star card. The star talks about having a lot of gifts, and I'm hearing that it's been mentioned to you before. So this might have come up in the past where somebody has told you that you need to engage. Gosh, I don't know. I'm actually hearing for some of you have to engage quieter. It's almost like this person is masculine, or this person, like, I don't know, there's something about like aggression, or like this person does not understand when you push as well. It might be their way, but that's not the way that they understand, like, on the receiving end when it comes to communication. So it's almost like needing to be gentle, and that's basically like your gift. You understand you're a compassionate, loving soul. You've been told you had this gift, and it's almost like somebody had advised you to go this route before too. If the camera bumps, that is my wonderful puppy Milo, my wonderful little doggy friend who has a cone because he can't lick his paw right now because he's healing from surgery. He's still up and about and wandering around, but he wants to be very close to me, so I'll have to move him over here for the next reading so we can get our cuddle on. But that being said, sorry about that, but that being said, it's almost like you have this gift. This would be this, and feminine does not mean like, stepping into your feminine energy does not necessarily mean letting people step all over you. This does, like, you can be strong and have strong boundaries and be firm, but also stand in your divine feminine. And by this I mean you can be gentle and compassionate and kind in nature, but also, I'm just hearing like somebody saying stop. Like, you can tell someone to stop and stand in your divine feminine still, okay? And being firm with that, but not being aggressive with it, is your key to change. It almost is what it's sounding like to me. So the focus here is the Five of Cups. There's too much of a focus on the disappointments surrounding you in this relationship. So needing to pull back again in that hermit mode, because it's not like you're seeing things clearly, but you have to acknowledge and recognize and feel into those disappointments and understand where you were let down. There is that feeling of being let down, and that's where a lot of your mental energy has been going. In the near future, you have Two of Wands. So I hear some of you, this could be a relationship that you're cutting and escaping, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go out. I hate to say escaping, but sometimes we do feel trapped in our relationships. We do have the Two of Wands here, which is like exploring other options and actually planning our next moves. For some of you, if you plan on staying with this person, or this is something like, I'm not giving up on this person, this is my person, or like I'm choosing to stay with this person a little longer or work with this person a little longer, the Two of Wands presents an energy of needing to make a game plan. And I do see for some of you, you're making this plan with that person together. And pick whichever resonates, because I think for some of you, you're definitely, oh no, I need to leave. I'm hearing for a lot of you, oh no, I need to leave. For those of you that aren't planning on leaving, it does feel like making a plan together and working through it would be the better option for you. And it's almost like looking at the map in the world and saying, okay, well, where do we want to go next, or how are we going to go about this? I'm hearing about face. So the most of you that are coming to this message, the strongest message that's coming through is about face, as in like turn completely around and get the fuck out. Like, that's a lot of you are like wanting to backtrack. So that being said, you, the lovers, so I'm hearing that you might have been complacent for a little too long, or like the energy just isn't vibing and something's not working. With the Lovers card being present, that does indicate a romantic connection. And this could be like just the situation in general, that you're mainly focused on how to deal with your lover right now, or how to deal with this other person. But for a lot of you, this card does seem to be, even if it is a relationship, this card seems to be calling into question like your own energy too, even though you're working with somebody else's energy and you're trying to figure out how to communicate with that energy and trying to come back. Again, this is coming back to you, but it's almost like in the past you've been trying to communicate with this energy, and then you're like, okay. And now, even though you're withdrawing into yourself, it's more of like looking within, because that's all the Hermit is with the Lovers card. We are working with our shadow selves. We are working like, with our inner world. And it's almost like we're trying to, like, I'm hearing like you're trying to make compromises. I'm not sure what exactly those compromises are in, but I don't know if you've been making compromises in your relationship, or you're making compromises for yourself to be in this relationship. But I don't know. It just feels like you're the one making compromises, and I'm not sure. I'm hearing like I've had enough. Or For some of you, it's needing to make compromises. But there's a lot of soul searching, and a lot of it, like, it doesn't seem like there are any set answers. And the reason why I say there's not any set answers is because the outcome here is the Page of Pentacles, which is the learning card. Like, you are kind of like a novice to this type of situation, and you might have encountered it before, but it's almost like you are actually, if you've encountered this before, it's like you're picking up what the universe is putting down when it comes to what they're trying to teach you. So that being said, with the Page of Pentacles, it does feel like you are like a diligent student here and saying, okay, I need to go within and I need to figure out what am I needing from the situation, or how can I, almost like, how can I improve my performance? Like, how can I like improve my communication with this person? How can I move forward with this person? How can I choose better? Like, if I'm looking for like another relationship, how do I choose better? You have the Sire of Cups here in your environment, and this is being of calm mind, calm body, calm heart specifically, because with the Cups, it's all about the emotions. So even though there are rough waters all around, you yourself exhibit, like, I'm hearing calm waters, but you yourself exhibit calmness despite the fact that there are rough waters around. And this other person in particular, it's almost like they are trying to cause waves, but you have the ability to keep the waters calm. And it's almost like that is your skill. That is like your, I'm hearing for a lot of you, that is your guy. I'm not sure, like, that is a very specific message for some of you. I'm hearing that is your guy, but there's a certain way that you need to handle it, and it's approaching it very, I want to say, in a more gentle way, and trying to a more understanding way, and like giving them the space to be upset, but also withdrawing to yourself for a while and sorting through what you are willing to tolerate, where your boundaries are, and kind of do a little bit of soul searching and see, okay, is this really the person that I'm meant to be with and work things through with? And then in your hopes and your fears, the Six of Swords, there is this image of moving on, either moving on from this argument, moving on from this person, or just moving on from the situation in general. There is, like I said, with Page of Pentacles, there is growth from the situation, so I do see some sort of movement, whether like it's whatever your energy has been sitting on, whatever you're feeling, like it's like you're knowing it. Like, if I'm speaking to you about this, then you know where you need to apply this moving, because I feel like for a lot of you it's like leaving the relationship, and for a lot of you it's moving on. For others, it's almost like, I know how to work with this person. I am getting a strong message of working with this person, that it's your guy, your boyfriend, your somebody, your other, your counterpart, and you are like moving forward with them, and it's almost like there is a desire to move on, but Spirit's like, think about it in a way of moving forward, either with them, but how can I work against them? How can we share the same boat is what's coming up to mind. So like, I see somebody who is like rocking the boat too much, and the other one's just like trying to figure out how to work with them, not to appease them, but how to work with them so they can both stick together as a team and grow as a team. So that being said, we are going to pull some oracle cards and see what's going on here in terms of this relationship. Last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. Actually, like, I felt the word feelings before I flipped the card over. So this is what that Hermit card energy is for. This is what it's been saying is, withdraw and then work through your feelings to figure out how you feel about the situation. How would you best describe what is going on? Specifically is what Spirit wants you to write about or talk about with yourself. How would you best describe what is going on from your understanding, from your perspective? Because I'm getting that your perspective is very unique and it's very informed. So a lot of times if you have good intuition, I'm hearing like you have a lot of, not just intuition, but you have a lot of experience dealing with this type of situation, or it's like you've been here before, or you've seen this before, you've known this another time. And whether that be from this lifetime or a previous lifetime of dealing with this person or this type of energy, it's almost like you're working through how your current self fits into this other person's life, or identifying like what needs to be done overall in this situation. Like, it's almost like you are looking at the situation from multiple facets, and it's like you can't decide how you're feeling about it, right? But this is why Spirit's saying withdraw, come back to yourself. That way you can actually work through everything and see. I just heard like listen to your gut. Listen to your gut, and that'll help you make the right decision, okay? Ooh, what's this? Stranger curiosity. So again, this is kind of like another signal to me that for those of you who are like considering on walking away or wanting to move on in some form of separating from the person, stranger curiosity. This is instead of leaving this person behind, like you might be meant to work with them first and then move on if you're like, okay, these are my boundaries and this is where I want to work on. But if they're not willing to work on these with me, or they don't show certain signs of progress and it like that I can't live like this and I know I can't, then that's when to move on. But there's this energy right here with stranger and curiosity of asking questions. So it's asking yourself questions and then approaching this other person with an open mind and with a curiosity, not with your preconceived judgments or like jumping to like the worst conclusions about this person. And it's like, oh, well, I'm actually getting somebody who is like in an argument with their partner and then assuming that because they acted in such a way, they had X, Y, and Z intention, when really it might have been an ABC intention. I'm not sure if that makes sense the way that I said it. I hope I described it like the way that I mean it, but it's almost like, you know, you've seen it before and you've seen other people handle it in certain ways before, and it's almost like this person is exhibiting the same actions as people before, but you're sensing something is off, like the intentions were different, but there's almost like a quick snap judgment that you could be making of, you know that this hurts my feelings, or you know that I'm like this, or this is a certain way. Meanwhile, they might have just forgotten, and, you know, they, like, their attitude or it's almost like it appears that way, is what I heard. It appears that way, but try and see for yourself. Ask, like, you know, going within and asking yourself the right questions, but also bringing those same questions and trying to approach it from a new beginner's mind perspective. And see if you can divulge any more information from that when you're working with this person, right? So you also have Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. So this is just saying, like, they're not saying that you're making the wrong decisions for yourself. And again, there's that feeling of, like, you know, the universe is working against me in a way. Spirit has your back and they want to protect you. But they also want to make sure that, like, if you're going to like leave this relationship or stay in it, they want to make sure you know what you're doing, which is why they're calling you to go within yourself. And they're like, okay, well, you need to get a more informed opinion, not from somebody else, but from going within, and then also asking this person the right questions or approaching the situation in a different way than what you've been doing before. And Spirit will guide you, and like, I'm just hearing like I'm in your head. So like this actually feels like the energy of Spirit, of like speaking to you through your mind, which is interesting because usually it speaks through the heart and intuition. I never hear it like that before because people go, no, the mind is a very earthly thing, and spirits have no. Spirit like implants divine thoughts in us all of the time. And you know, when people get divine inspiration, when they have a thought or idea, sometimes that is still divinely inspired. Sometimes it is put there out of fear, but other times, you know, when we feel inspired to do something, that's how divine synchronicity happens, and we meet the right people at the right time. It's because people are getting that divine inspiration, and like they're getting these thoughts or something in their head. They get this little thought bubble that goes boop, and they're like, oh, it just popped out of nowhere. Like, or like the answer to an equation just happens to pop up in your mind. You don't know where it came from. You don't know how you came to that solution, but that it's there, you know? So that being said, it's almost like Spirit is working with you in your mind to help work through your feelings, and they're helping, like, it's almost like they're implanting questions through you, like asking the right questions. Like, they will help you with that. They'll guide you with that. 156, I'm going to pull from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. And I always read these messages twice. Move beyond the limitations and negative patterns of others and never doubt your kindness and your capacity to give. You are kind because it's who you are. One more time, move beyond the limitations and negative patterns of others and never doubt your kindness and your capacity to give. You are kind because it's who you are. Man, Spirit said what they said and they meant it. So, that being said, Aquarius, I hope this resonated with you in some way. Thank you for checking in with me. Thank you for sitting in my vibe. If this resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe, all the things. Best of luck with whatever energy this is. I wish you nothing but the best. I'll see you in the next collective or zodiac reading. I love you, I love you, I love you. See you next time. Bye.